Okay, we are here live on Esoteric Hours with Bradley Powers. I'm your co-host, Jim Andre. And so far, we've got in here a special guest, Benny C. Trent.
I'm sorry, Vic. Sorry.
You
don't look, we're going to be able to get you in on this one.
I'm going to try to send
I've tried to get the link for the show, actually, and share it so you can come to this show. You can still come to the group forum.
Bradley, you might want to turn your mic off while you're getting everyone set. Hello, everybody out there. God bless you. One love. I myself, we're live here. I just want to start with to tell everyone that might know me that I went to the hospital. I'm doing okay. They said it was part of my hernia, and they got me fixed. And I'd like to thank a few of the people that are in this group that used a few of their gifts to give me warning of what was wrong with me medically. So thank you guys that showed the love, and everybody out there that sent me well wishes. I see you guys are still sending well wishes because I've been going to sleep off and on. And I think that this, I would kind of say a summit is so important. It is so important. And a lot of people should be here and be taking part of it, and make some time if you can, because what we're trying to do is what the original thing was with the groups and Esoteric itself and Truth Seeker. And we're all searching for the truth. And we all, or have our own different ways that we go about extracting the truth or getting the truth, or I say as we spread the truth. But when it comes to that, sometimes that we don't take the time to have empathy. I know that I'm guilty of it. And some of you all, I am sorry. And like I say that I'm a representative of some of these groups with Bradley Powers. I have my own groups, and we do YouTubes, and we're doing a lot of different things. There are a lot of awesome people that are coming through, connecting with Bradley, Jim, and Sherry. And there's so much stuff out there that these guys are trying to put forward for us to have a chance to not just think about some of these things that are so mystical and things like that we've read about in the past, or I myself, but to get a chance to have hands-on knowledge with some people like Beck Birdie, who was, she's Admiral Byrd that flew into the middle of the Earth's niece. We've got some people that are in Australia that know and deal with some of the things that we don't hear about up in America. We have so many different people all around the world in these groups that it's important that we take the time to, when we don't agree, to get back to what the essence of this thing is about. The true essence of trying to find truth in some of these questions that we have in our heads that we're not going to get answers from our governments and the churches and all these different places. But you guys would be surprised that the answers that I've got just being in these groups, the help that I've got just being in these groups, the enlightenment I've got just being in these groups. And I'll tell you that I love each and every one of you guys. And I try my best to try to express that and help people. And right now I'm sick, and I'm glad to be here with this summit. And Anybody that's hey, how you doing? Anybody that's out there, hey, like I said, if I can come in there and I was in near death the other day, please come and be a part of this summit or just put your input in because it's needed. And we have to bring that olive branch out, come to the round table and get back to what we started here, y'all. God bless you.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree on that
Hey,
as
Daisy,
well.
I see you there.
Hi.
You know, the thing is with these groups,
Sorry,
we
I'm going to
debate.
send a link to the groups, Vic. Okay, I'm going to send a link to the. Okay, all right. Be with you in a moment. Okay, Vic.
Right.
You know, there's a difference. There's a difference between a healthy debate and then badgering somebody because of a difference of opinion. And basically, what we're going to say here on this, conference is that we don't want any badgering of others. That just displays the negativity that's within the person that's doing the badgering. And my advice to every group member is that if somebody is badgering you, just ignore it. They want you to feed into that. They're not true light workers, and they're just emitting the negativity. And the more you feed into that, the more you're playing their game. So the best thing to do is not feel offended, believe in what you're doing, and move forward. Ignore them. Eventually, they'll go away.
Well, Daisy,
Yes.
do you have an opinion on what you feel about what should be done for the future with the arguing and the bickering and how a better way to solve, conflict resolve?
Well, my opinion is that I don't think is the answer because I think everybody here is valuable and their opinions matter. That being said, there has to be some way to deal with conflict. And I think it starts with the person. I think that each person actively engages in a conversation and we control every other mind or brain that's out there. So while I don't think banning is the answer for anybody here, actually, just people need to be reminded to be decent and open-minded and above all respectful.
Well, Sherry Brett says she agrees, but some make it impossible to ignore. Well, those who make it possible to ignore, they'll either be, taken out of the group for a certain period of time. They can return if they wish. Or the only other alternative is to be banned from the group. I mean, if they're not showing the group any support or cooperating in any way, why should they be in the group to begin with?
Well, some people just, they join these groups it's an entertainment thing, and I can understand that it's a social network, but some of us are serious about our work. And some people that just come in there, like I said, for entertainment, it's, I don't drink, and I'm just going to use this for an example because I have liver cirrhosis. But, some people that, it's nothing wrong with enjoying your drink, but you got to understand that some people, they get on here and they've been drunk. They drink, hey, having a good time and enjoying themselves like they should. Everybody's grown and, everybody has their own, what I call DOCs, drugs of choice or drinks of choice. But we all have to be responsible for what we say. We got to be responsible for the comments that we give to people also. Like I said, I used to be a really aggressive person on Facebook with the comments in the groups, meaning that if it's something that somebody comment on my post or whatever, I didn't like it, I'd be like, oh, no, you didn't. With me thinking I know every damn thing. But I would have the wrong idea about trying to handle the comment. And like I said, I'm pretty controversial on Facebook, and I've went through all the restrictions and all of that. And that's why I said that I had to learn to be more diplomatic, as Bradley tells me, be more political in the question, in the answering that you give. and, you know, try to take the time to not get your feelings off involved in things like you tell me, Jim, because, you know, you guys
Right.
know that I'm high, you know, I'm high powered, you know, I'm high energy. I do a lot. And one another thing, I apologize that Jim and Bradley made me realize that, you know, I deal with real people on the street. And Bradley was like, that he thinks, you know, sometimes when I get into the chats, and you know, I really try to stay out of those now, where I just like posting and, you know, getting those ideas and visual storytelling and things like that, you know. And that was one of the main reasons that I believe Bradley made me as an admin. It was no reason to for anybody to be brought down or anything else. It's because of the friendship and the link and the things that we're doing to spread truth and light, with Jim and Sherry Brett and Dakota, and even Cassidy Lightwing, you know, and some of these people that all these people that I say, I have found that all of them are awesome in their own way, and I can't be them and they can't be me. And I had to learn, like I said, with being so aggressive with my comments and stuff on Facebook, to try to think of, you know, think about the empathize with the person that's making the comment. Why are they saying this? Why are they, is it frustrating to them? Why is their attitude coming? And, you know, and then trying to comment back to ease whatever the reason why. Let's find answers. Let me, you know, that's what I try to do. If anyone ever sees me in the comments and any of my posts, when people ask questions, I'm a teacher. I'm here to teach. I want to make sure that they get the information that they need. But when it comes to these groups and you become an admin or a moderator and things like that, yeah, you get certain different things that you have to do as a moderator. Like, you know, you go through looking at the post and stuff like that, if anyone's ever been a moderator or admin. But sometimes those different things, when you get into those positions, I did, I'm gonna tell the truth, with a different couple other groups, I went on a power kick. Like I said, I was in there, the same people that, you know, with those comments that used to be when I post, I was like, oh, in my head, I was like, oh yeah, I can teach them a lesson now. I'm an admin. Look, you better watch what you're saying. So, you know, and it got to that for a little while. But then I started thinking about, okay, why, you know, would I be just someone that's trying to like crack the belt? You know, like the old proverbial get the belt out. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still sick here. I just got out the hospital. But so thinking about that, I was like, well, the main thing that I'm here to do is try to spread this knowledge. You know, Minister K.I., the Anunnaki teacher, and I want to spread love, and I love all of you guys. And sometimes I get emotionally attached. Daisy used an excellent term called emotionally taxation. Emotional taxation, ain't that what you said, Daisy? And just thinking about that was, you know, it's that's what we're going through. Everybody in this group we're going through emotional taxing because trying to appease everyone and trying to make sure why this person's mad and this person's mad and what is going on with this and all the arguments and bickering. And it's really silly, because what we're here for is to spread knowledge and truth and try to get other people understanding of what they are seeing. And I'm making a stand today to be a change. I'm not going to be the person to, even if confronted, I just won't answer. But because we're here to help folks, and we're here to bring truth. And that's what I'm here for Bradley and Jim and Daisy and all of you guys for. And that's what I'll continue to do.
Oh, no wonder.
I think there has to be an under of respect of people's experiences and
Yes, ma'am.
gifts, because there's not any one of us that knows any more about our particular lives than anyone else. And it's not about who is the biggest stop. It's truly, we're together for a reason, and this isn't
Yes.
it.
Right.
We are on video, Shannon. I sent you a link if you want to join us.
Hello, Shannon.
Shannon, would you like to be on the show? If you do, I can add you to the group that can put you on the show right now.
I sent her a link in her
you
chat
are in
box.
the group. You are in that group, aren't you? Because you are in that group.
Jim, as I told you guys, I'm here, but I've got, you know, the medical thing. I have to check on my wounds and stuff. So I'm here. I'm in the studio and I'm here. So if any questions, just give me a chance to answer back. Oh, ouch. You guys can still hear me, can't you, though?
Yep.
Okay, good. Let's attend to this wound. If you guys seen these wounds, they better get those dollar bills out the ministered and turned into it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this wound. I mean, well, we got some dead time here. So if a lot of you guys don't know, I have a few medical issues that here's my camera. Stay in there. I have liver cirrhosis, L1, L5, sciatica in my back. I have a dislocated shoulder. My appendix is busted before with my first near-death experience. And yesterday I had another near-death experience. And what's surprising is, and this is what I try to tell you guys that's so great about these groups, that there's somebody in here that Dakota and Sherry, that we was doing examples with the CE5 sounds, and he identified that, I don't know how he told me, but I will show y'all now. He told me that I had to have medical treatment through here. And this is what they did an operation on yesterday. And it's kind of surprising to see that someone that has gifts knew where I had a problem and told me that I need to seek medical treatment. And that's help. That's help through Bradley. So I put Bradley's hand in it because he introduced me to these people. Do you see what I'm saying out there? That this man right here brings people together. And some people, they might have clashes, but if you don't take the time to meet people like a Bradley Powers, a Benny Trent, or, you know, Daisy, or just really sit down with, you know, with open ears and not one mouth. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, so it's more important to listen than talk. And we have a lot of people that think they have 2 mouths and 1 ear. So like Bradley said, the egos is a thing that trying to check at the door. And, you know, and like I said, I've listened to, and he's true, because I have an ego, and everything that's said is true. But, you know, and I can't make excuses for part of the agitation, because like I said, I say things because of the way my lingo is. And, you know, one thing that they was talking about was saying like rude, and we're not having that, being rude and calling others fake. Now, in a conversation, don't think that the word fake can't be used in the conversation if it has meaning. But if I say, oh, you're fake, or they're fake, or that fake, and that's the difference. But if you're talking about, you know, that, you know, how the it seems like that, you know, something like you got a fake sky and fake moons and, you know, and distortions, you know, there's different ways to address certain things, and we all don't have the same lingo. Like I was talking to Bradley about, you know, he's in the UK, I'm in Houston, Texas. Beck Birdie's in Australia. You got Jim Andre's in Miami. You got so many, there's different lingos just in the United States alone. So it's like, you know, some people might hear one thing and try to take offense to it because that's the way someone speaks. You know, like myself, like I said, I am a gangster street minister. So when I say gangster, because I go out there and deal with street people and some of the roughheads like that. But then you have the same type of mentality in groups like this. But when I say that, that doesn't mean that I want to bulldog anybody and I'm trying to intimidate, where some people use these organizations as part of, oh, I'm better than you, and you can't do this and I can, and all of this. No one knows what none of us are capable of. And I learned that from experience, because I'm so shocked that my life got saved by when he was telling me this just a few days ago. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see that show, but he talks about it in the show that's on YouTube. But that's my point, that we have so many different awesome people that's spreading this group out, that's spreading the message of truth and everything else, that we have to stick to that. You know, we have to, if we have to come, like Bradley says, that if there's a problem, screenshot it, inbox it so that we can address it. Hey, Shannon, how are you?
Hi,
Hi,
Shannon.
Benny. Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm still, like I said, I got the
I'm
thing.
so glad you're better. I was worried about you.
I know. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. I was trying to get in touch with everybody but I got so many messages constantly coming in. But it's good to see you, sis.
It's nice to
I'd
see
like to
you.
say
Miss you.
thank you for joining us, Shannon Boomgard. I'd like to introduce Jim Andre, Benny C. Trent, the Anarchy KI, Daisy Temponies. Is there any chance that you could lighten up your image, Daisy? It's up to you, but like people are saying they can't see your face very well.
Well,
And thank you for joining us, Shannon Boomgard. Shannon Boomgard has her own show called, what is it called, Shannon?
Into the Mystic.
Into the Mystic. Okay. Now we are all members of Esoteric Family, Truth Seekers Prophecy, and Bradley's Angels. And there's been squabbling that's been occurring. And what we are seeking from this event, this show, is learning to respect each other. We seek peace, tranquility, and love. Respect each other. Leave your egos at the door. If anyone is rude or obnoxious to another member, then the screenshot it, send it to me, and the solution is to take, for that person who's rude and obnoxious, to take time out of the group. We're not going to ban them from the group. They're just going to take time out for a week. Donnie Randall has experienced this procedure that we use a few times, and it has worked, and he is shining right now, Donnie Randall, because he's learned that you cannot be rude or obnoxious to other members of the group, because we are light workers, we are truth seekers, we are mature adults.
It has been an absolute joy lately.
Yes, I agree with that, Shannon.
Right. Donnie's been a joy, but there were issues with him for sure. I'm just gonna get my cards out on the table here. Please. I love everybody, but I listen intently to everybody, and what everybody says means something to me. So it started with me when, and sorry, Benny, but when you were saying things, and then if we didn't believe you, or if it was always, you can kiss my ass at the end of, and it wasn't just one or two times, it was a couple months of every time you would say anything in like disagreement or not following you, we could kiss your ass. And Christopher Shira, who I don't think is here right now.
Are you saying that's what I said, kiss your ass, or that's what you felt like that was being said?
I know, I can bring up everything that you said.
No, I'm saying, did you say? I'm asking
you would say, you can kiss my ass. And I'm not saying me.
I did say that. Yeah, Bradley.
I'm not saying me in particular, but you would say that to the whole group. And I thought that was just I didn't think it was right.
Well, did you read the whole thing that I said? Because Bradley read it back.
I read everything everybody ever says.
No, I'm talking about, no, you called me out. We wasn't going to be calling names on things today in this show and directing it straight at people. I don't know if you had got that message, that we're just going to talk about the issues and not straight the person. We're going to do that inbox because we're not shooting at anyone. But like I said in the beginning, that I did apologize. Bradley wrote that message to me because I told him the reason what I said, because I told everybody that if they couldn't come together, if they couldn't unify, and if they just want to keep bickering, that I represent Bradley Powers and what this group is about. And if they didn't like it, they could kiss my ass. And yeah, I said that. And I felt like that. And I still feel like that. But like I said, when I was angry because I see so many people that team up and they go against, they didn't like how somebody said something to one person. So the teaming up comes and the ganging up and then the inboxing one way and another, but then you still get ganged on in the chat rooms. So, like I said, I'm not saying any names and I'm not shooting at anybody. And then, like I said, and some people might get offensive, just like how Beck got offensive with some of the things that you were saying to her, Shannon. And, You know, there's a lot of different things that some people, like you said, you're speaking for other people right now. And, you know, that's what I'm here talking about, myself and the things that affect me and this group. And like I said, when I addressed it, when people take it personal, that's their problem. I can't do anything about that. Now,
okay.
hold on for a second. Let me finish. Can I finish?
No, let me finish.
No,
No, Benny, I'm not going to let you monopolize this. You've talked since the minute you got on.
I don't monopolize anything, Shannon.
When someone tells me to kiss their ass, yes, I do take it personally. When someone calls me,
I didn't tell you to kiss my ass.
I'm negative.
Did I tell you
that I'm negative?
Did I tell you?
And demonic, because you said it to the whole group over time and time again.
No, right now you said that I called you. Right now you just said that I called you.
No, I said the group.
No,
I said
first
everyone
you just said,
in the
I
group.
don't like it when you called me this and you called me that. That's what you just said.
No, I said I did not like it when I read it every time in the group. And at the end of everything you said in the group, you told everybody to kiss your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Benny won't.
Read that again, Bradley, to what she's talking about. If you can read
Benny
back.
Benny won't be saying stuff like that anymore, Shannon. He won't be telling the group to kiss your ass. He won't be saying stuff like that because we're all going to respect each other.
Well, I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know where my issues came from. I'm not demonic and I'm not negative because I didn't listen to everything.
Well, you're talking about taking something personal that I said to a whole group. Why do people do that? How can you take something that is said to a whole group and then you're on here talking about, I said you're changing the words like I said it straight to you.
Because you're addressing everyone as a group, as an individual in a group.
So if you felt it like that, then that's on you. I can't control what I say to a whole group, to one individual.
No, that's on you, whether you want to be a spiritual leader and go around telling everybody to kiss your ass.
No,
like you're not going to be listening.
No, I didn't tell everybody. I told the people in a chat room that were being negative to other people that were grouping up against, like Christopher Sarah, the people that grouped up, and you even admitted that you shunned him. You admitted it in the group that you shunned Christopher Sarah while we're talking, Shannon.
I never admitted I shunned Christopher
Yes, you
Sarah.
did. I have it on screen. You said that, yes, I did shun him.
Sit there and call me a negative demon because I'm not listening to every word he says.
See, Sharon, you just said that about me. And I mean, Shannon, about every word that you said.
I can go back to every group. I mean, that's... And bring out every time you told us to kiss your ass,
Calm down, because I have to calm down too, because I can't be into aggressive conversations like I told you, Bradley, and it's already shots at me. And it's like that you've read that post back to me, Bradley.
I'm not shooting at you, Benny. Just like you don't take it personal either.
I'm being interrupted, John. It's frustrating. I'm being interrupted.
I have addressed this issue with Benny. I've addressed this issue with Benny already. I've said he's an admin. He has to be. We share esoteric intellect. We're blessed with diplomacy. He has to be diplomatic. He can't say kiss your ass to the group. He can't say you're fake or anything. He can't say anything like that. He must be respectful at all times, share positive vibrations, and also, like, if he's if he is confronted with rude or obnoxious behaviour, screenshot it, send it to me. But we have addressed this matter.
And I'll do that because he was admin and there was nobody I could really talk to about it.
Yeah. Screenshot everything from now on, Shannon. Don't let anyone be rude or obnoxious to you ever. Not in the group, Shannon. It stops today. Seriously, Shannon. I want you to be at harmony, peace, tranquility in the group and comfortable, enjoy bonding with other members. That's what I want you to do. I don't want you to be fearful of what you say or feel that you're being criticized, mocked. We don't do mocking in these groups. We don't do criticism in these groups. We just don't do it. We don't do it in any of the groups that I've 500,000 members, and like we just don't accept it. In 500,000 members are not allowed to criticize, mock, be rude, obnoxious. They are suspended. They are banned. They're gone. It's just not acceptable behavior. We are adults, not adolescents, you know. Basically,
It's all common sense, really.
who are you? Recognize yourself.
Absolutely.
Recognize who you are.
Deserves.
You know, recognize yourself. Recognize who you are. If people are offended, they're offended. It doesn't matter anymore. If they're offended, then the group don't belong to them. The group is not for them. I made a mistake putting them in the group. If they're offended, we're all about being as one, adhering like glue and bonding. A wise man knows there's something to be learned from everyone.
I agree.
Shannon,
and listen,
yes.
I never picked on Christopher Shira. He's like a brother to me. But when I see that there may be issues with, I realize that he has some issues. And so, you know, am I going to say something to him? I am.
Yeah. Why? What's Christopher said? Well, Christopher's not in the group anymore.
He would go on and on.
Yeah.
The group, he brought Corey and his troubles to the group. And he just needed to not do that.
You know, the bottom line is it's not how many group members you have. It's the quality of the group itself.
That's right.
Right.
That's right, Jim.
And I love Benny and Christopher.
Esoteric Family has got over 170 members. That's quite a lot for a group on Messenger. One of them is Travis Walton from Fire in the Sky. We leave him alone because he likes to be in the group at peace. He don't want to see squabbling. I've lost Elder McKinville, who an influential figure in the structure and the path of. We forge new paths in esoteric paths. Esoteric Hours does it forges new paths. We've lost Elder McKinville because he's fed up with the squabbling in the groups. We've lost Dakota because he's fed up with the squabbling in the groups, and like it can't go on anymore, you know, to be honest with you. And also I'd like to address David Nash. David Nash says he has been attacked unnecessarily too. David Nash, if anyone attacks you, please screenshot it, send it to me so I can address it. I say that to all members. Please screenshot anyone who is rude or obnoxious to you so I can address it. Okay? Or send it to another admin.
May I please add to all the new members in the group? We're all good. We're just having some growing pains, and you know what I mean? Like we're all good. We all love each other, but like any family, yes, we're gonna have disagreements and stuff.
David Nash is asking, why did Cassidy Lightwing leave?
Because of a show. He was on a show with Sherry, Benny and Dakota, and what happened was he made Sherry cry and he was offended. He he misinterpreted what Dakota was actually presenting. Dakota said he challenged a god, and Cassidy thought some say that Cassidy said you can't challenge gods, but he doesn't believe Dakota. That's what some say. Some also say that he was actually saying he says no, he wasn't saying that. He was saying if Dakota can challenge a god, he wants to know how he did it because he wants to challenge a god. That's why he left.
I didn't think that Cassie was disagreeing with Dakota as much as he was saying he's always going to keep an open mind. He's not just going to follow someone because they say who they are. But I felt terrible for Sherry, like, I mean,
I had to get used to the rest of
left, okay? Cassidy left, and maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but like, yeah, Cassidy has left as well as Dakota, as well as Eldon. Okay, we've lost three players.
Bradley,
And like we've lost a couple more today.
Sherry Brett said send her the link. She's coming on. She wants to come on. Somebody said
really?
Sherry Brett the link. Yeah, when I started to get sick and I blinked out, she hit me and she told me to get my butt back on here. And because I started it, just to let you know, Shannon, you know I love you. But this thing, when I kind of get a little,
I absolutely love you. I love you
finish?
too, and
I'm not finished, Shannon. Can I finish, sweetheart? That because of this thing that they have right here, that when I get kind of angry and frustrated, it makes me throw up, you know. And that's why I said I'm trying to. That's why I was saying that we said that we wasn't going to aim at anyone. We was going to discuss the issues. And you're right. Maybe this isn't the place for you to be today, then. No, I'm here
because of your health.
That's why I told him I'm just handling it like this because this is needed. I mean, look, this is a definite thing that there she is. Hey, but like I said, I'm just in and out. They know because of my medical issues. We talked about what was going to be happening during this show. But go ahead. There's Sherry. Thanks for coming, Sherry.
Thank you for joining us, Sherry Brett. Sherry Brett has got her own show. What is your show called, Sherry Brett? Sherry?
Well, what is your show called? I'm on the Lost Magics and stuff like that, but I also do shows over my YouTube and stuff where I do a lot of educational stuff to help people and things like that. So, you know, like
Sherry, maybe you could shine some light on this subject, okay? A question has been asked, Sherry. Why did Cassidy leave our group? The reason why Cassidy left our groups was because of an incident that occurred on your show with Benny and with Dakota. Can you bring some light to that subject, Sherry? You was in tears, apparently.
Well, no, the fact is on that show, on my show the other week, Dakota wasn't even there when Cassidy was talking about him. So he couldn't be there to defend himself. And to me, that is downright rude and downright disrespectful, okay? And the way that he put stuff across on my show and the way that he spoke down to me, and I've been a very big fan of him and I have followed him, I felt very disrespected, you know, and I've blocked Cass because I will not entertain anybody that talks to me or makes me feel like that. Now, you know, he's on the show and he's going on about Dakota and about the stuff to do with the gods and how he'd fighted and stuff like that, when it wasn't interpreted like that by Dakota. He was saying that he had offended children and he had to fight a dragon, a white dragon. There's a difference, okay? And I've been with Dakota for a year in his company, and I've also known Dakota before the company as well, because I was in another company with him. So I've got to know Dakota very well. I've got to know how he works and stuff like that. So for me to be sitting on that panel, and it wasn't me that invited Cass up, it was brother that said, "Oh, do you want to bring him up?" I said, "Yeah," because I absolutely loved Cass and I thought he was a really cool guy. I followed him for a very long time, just as I have Jim and Bradley, okay? And when he come up on there, and even though like he tried to write to me after saying that, "Oh, you took," I felt like he was manipulating me. He was going, "Oh, well, you handled that situation really well. Don't make it sound like I'm the one that needs to be applauded for keeping it together when you're the one that brought my show down. You wrecked a nearly 2 hour show just by saying what you said. You ruined the whole show, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because you couldn't keep your opinion to yourself, and you weren't nice. He wasn't nice. He reduced me to tears, which he didn't need to be doing. He accused me and my group of attacking him. I go back over my show to make sure that wasn't the point. We didn't attack Cass. We told Cass to stop saying stuff about my boss because I believe in him 100%. So do the guys in the group. He accused us of attacking him. There was even a point in there where he said about severing people's spines and stuff. You do not threaten people, and you do not threaten my people in my group. You don't do that. I'm sorry. And I blocked it. I blocked him because I don't like drama, and I don't like being in drama. I've had the same in the groups. I've been in the groups, and I've said certain things in the group, and I've had people jump on me. I've had people's going on about the Tony Dakota saying, trying to influence that weed caused problems for Benny. No, we did not cause any problems for Benny. It was not us, and it was not the Tones. We have used them. We know how to use them, and we use them on a regular basis with many people, and they have never had these effects. You know, and I've not come into the groups and stuff to be disrespected and spoke down to. I'm somebody of the light. I'm somebody trying to bring messages, trying to put the goodness out there, trying to educate people about who we truly are.
Right, but and I respect. I absolutely respect that.
Let me finish.
We're gonna let people finish talking here, y'all.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's another thing that people have got to stop doing when I come on the show. Is turning around, stop talking. Stop doing this, stop doing that. We all should be able to be opinionated. We all should be able to say our bit without getting angry. Okay, and I haven't done anything wrong on here. Then I was talking myself, and people are trying to talk over me. Don't talk over me. I don't like that. Okay, all I'm saying.
That's right. There's no talking over each other.
I'm trying to do my thing. I'm not here to be ganged up on. I'm not here to be disrespected, and I'm not here to be told that my beliefs are real. And I saved a man's life along with my boss. Benny would not be here now if we did not pick up on what was wrong with him. You know what I mean? So there was no reason for us to disrespect.
Right, Benny, we've seen it. We've seen it, Benny. We've seen it.
Okay, well, I'm showing it again.
We're
you're in a group
supposed to help each other and bounce
and everything,
off each other. We're all different.
And you're in a group of people. You're in a group of people that question everything. So I wouldn't get offended if people question you.
There's a difference between questioning and being spoke down to and being respected for our abilities and what we do. There's a difference. And there's a
Please
lot
may
of
I ask Sherry? Sherry, did Cassidy threaten to curse you?
I didn't hear anything about I didn't hear anything about him saying that he was going to curse. I just heard the words about some severed spines and if you want to play this
Bowels
game,
falling out.
So
I don't know if you want to mention your experience, Benny, with Cassidy.
Oh boy,
well. If you don't believe me and you think I'm lying, go and watch my show. Go to the show. I've got no reason to lie. I don't lie about anything. I'll say it how it's seen. You know what I mean? So
I was there, and we know that. Okay, we can say this: that we know that Cassidy apologized for what happened, didn't he? So there is no doubt that he didn't do. There's no saying if you apologize, then you know that you did it. So he knew what he did, and that's the whole thing. That it's not cool to apologize later for something that you do. Does that mean I can just offend everybody and then just go say I'm sorry? No, that's not right.
He didn't say sorry. That's the thing. He didn't say sorry. He sent messages.
It was condescending. It was
very patronizing. You really handled that matter really well from the meltdown stuff. That really matters. Stuff like that. You're being patronizing when you're the one that done it on my show and you mocked me and mocked my boss. You know what I mean? Like, why would you be so patronizing? And then you accused me of attacking you.
Right. And he accused your crowd of attacking you. Oh,
stop talking about my boss and stop being horrible.
For his defense, he can't be here right now either. So, and I thought we were going to do the group as an entirety and not take personal shots.
Well, you did to me.
Oh gosh.
Let's keep it real. You did at the beginning of starting the show, just straight at me, but that's okay. That's okay.
I did, but I wasn't at the beginning of the show, Benny. I wasn't at the beginning of the show.
Shannon, I'm talking about when you came in. Your first comment was dealing with me. Okay, but I can't hear you going in and out, and you keep interrupting me when I'm talking, and that causes the glitch. But what I'm saying is that it came in because we said, I told them that my medical condition, that we wasn't gonna direct anything at just one person. We was gonna talk about the issues. You came straight at me. And like you said, some people
Right.
think
Well,
that they have to.
I didn't hear.
Let me finish, please.
I didn't hear
I'm
the
not going to stay
beginning.
here if I can't
I didn't
finish.
hear the beginning of the conversation, Benny.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you read all of the text?
Why is everybody coming in and shooting out at everyone? This is what goes on in the group chats as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's shooting at everyone. Everyone's really nasty. People are saying, "Oh, get certain people out the room. Don't have certain people in the room. Remove them," when they haven't done anything. Why are people's names on a goddamn list when we've done nothing?
Exactly. What the fuck is my name doing on a
fucking list? Watch your language, Chris. Chris, please watch
psychotic,
language.
man. I'm fucking pissed. I didn't do nothing.
Chris, watch your language, please, Chris.
Sorry.
Please, sis.
I'm just wondering what the heck I did to you people for you to put me on a freaking list and say something bad about me for no reason.
And I'm on the list as well, and I haven't done anything wrong.
I never even talk to you people half the time. Half the time I just comment about what's going on in my life. I go about what's going on in my life. I have something new to bring to the table where you guys just talk amongst yourselves, and a lot of times we feel a little isolated because we were brought into this group to talk to everybody and to be light workers.
Now we don't see us talking there very much. We feel ganged up on because we're new. We feel like we're not good enough. You know what I mean? Because people have already
like you don't believe me or something, which is freaking weird.
Right?
Well, you got some admins and moderators.
If I ever made either, I apologize if I ever made either of you feel that way.
I didn't, honestly. I don't have time to read everything. Let's be honest. I work. I have a job. Okay. I don't know what you guys do.
We're not directing that at you, Shannon. There's a lot of people in the room that are doing that. And there's a lot of people
it's not you.
On my behalf, I do sincerely apologize if I've ever made you feel that way.
And if you're going to say stuff about people, this is to everyone, I'm not directing it at anyone, but if you're going to say stuff about people and that, at least have the decency to come and say it to their face instead of talking behind their backs, okay? Because I don't like backstabbers. I hate backstabbers. Come and talk to us if you've got an issue with us. If we've done something wrong, come and talk to us. Don't talk about us behind our backs or try to get us out of the group.
Well, I think we're really good.
And I bring a lot of stuff into the group. I've helped a lot of people and that. And I'm not here to be better than anyone else. I don't think I'm better than anyone else. I want to be like me.
All right.
That's
all right, let's do it this way.
Okay.
All right, we're going to do it this way. Benny, we'll give you 2-3 minutes to say whatever you want without any interruptions, and we'll go down the line.
Well, I'd like Shannon Church. She heard me at the beginning of the show. I think I've got mine in. Well, like I said, at the beginning of the show, I did. So I think someone, right now, because the way I'm feeling, Jim, I think other people should go because I gave my piece at the beginning. That's what Shannon commented about.
All right, let's have Shannon go next.
And what are you asking her to just speak what's on their mind?
Whatever's on their mind.
Or shooting at people? Is it okay to call names?
Any interruptions? Anything they want.
But with name?
Whatever they want to say.
There's no need to swear. There's no need to call names. What Jim's suggesting is everyone has 3 minutes each to share their thoughts, feelings, and emotions so that we can all understand each other equally without interruption.
Right. And that's what when we was on there before you got on here, Shannon, that's why I gave my piece then that you had heard. And
now, Shannon, you got the floor.
Okay, well, I wasn't there when Benny said that. I got in about 10 minutes late. I would like to tell everybody that I love them and I appreciate them, and everybody in this group has something amazing to bring to the table. And I've been caught up in a lot of stuff. The holidays are not good for me. I let people know it. I apologize if anybody has not felt heard by me or has felt disrespected by me. When people are in the group, I don't think we're as guilty about talking behind people's backs as we should be, because clearly we're putting everything on the table. That's kind of not the way we roll. I feel bad for the newcomers, because I feel like as a family we are having growing pains, and people are needing to make places, and and I'm sorry for the newcomers if they're coming into this and they're feeling isolated or ostracized by us. It's just
Well, it's surprising that a lot of the newcomers, they text message me, and a lot of the the people that's been in there a while are grouping with y'all, and I don't believe in grouping up. And yes, there is text messaging going on.
I thought we weren't gonna. I thought we were gonna.
Let her have her time.
I thought we weren't gonna.
She stopped talking. I didn't know if she was through. Didn't you hear? It was a blank. So I started talking. She wasn't speaking when I just spoke. Go ahead. I'm sorry. See, it's quiet
anyway, when I said my piece on the group with a few people, it was just after I had been hearing the same thing like again and again. I was unaware of talks behind of Bradley having talks behind the scenes to make it better. And I'm glad that happened, because I think that there are times when we need to be handled with a lot less care, and there are other times when we need a stronger admin in, and maybe it's during these growing pain times, or you know what I mean. But I'm sorry for anything I've done.
Forgiven.
I wish I could.
Okay, Sherry, you want to go next?
Forgiven.
Forgiven. Sherry, you want to go next?
Yes, sir. Let us bring unity, Father God, in Jesus' name, amen.
Yeah, I'll come in.
Amen.
I'm not here to judge anyone. I've never been here to judge anyone. I'm here to do the light. I'm here to do my messages. I'm here to put out who I am. Okay, this is what I was chosen to be. Now, I've had times in the chats where things have been put upon myself and my boss, and I have defended myself. Anyone would, but I wouldn't say that I've been rude or I've been nasty. I've just said don't talk in that direction, because when I was sent over to these group chats, when I first came in there, it seemed like a really, really lovely place. Everybody was so friendly. Everybody was so nice. As soon as you started showing your beliefs, people would be on you like flies. They're like, oh, that's not right. That's not how this is. But what you've got to realize is every individual that comes into the room have their own abilities, their own ways of looking into what they do, and nobody should be right or wrong. We all have the right to have our own beliefs and to follow our own way. There is no right for anyone to sit and say we're wrong or we're right. And I've seen that a lot in the room. I write in the rooms because I'm frightened to write in the room, because every time I have, there's been people that have sat down on us, or people that have said stuff when they don't need to be. We're trying to just be unique and be different. I said, I'm not here to try and say that I'm bigger or better than anyone else. I'm not. I see everybody as an equal. Okay, but I am a person that will say what I want to say if I don't agree in it. I have always been that way. We have been given a tongue and a mouth, in my opinion, to air it, but there is a way to do that, and it isn't by being disrespectful. It's just implying that, if you've got something to say about people, or you're not happy about something, talk to them privately. Why put it all in the chat for everybody to see? It makes people feel downgraded. It makes people feel really crappy, and that is not what light workers, truth seekers, and people do. No. We're not supposed to work like that. We're not supposed to. And I've got a lot of respect for all of you, but I've seen certain individuals in there that I just can't personally connect with, for the fact that I have been physically and emotionally attacked by them. Okay, because of my abilities and stuff. There are certain people I will not entertain in that room, but I'm prepared to put that aside. Okay, and I'm prepared to try to make it work if they're prepared to change as well. You know what I mean? We all need to be coming together. Aren't we all supposed to be giving messages out there about this world? Aren't we supposed to be educating and helping others to understand who we truly are and who they are? Is that not what these groups are about? And I feel sorry for Bradley and Jim because it's their groups. These poor men are having to try and keep everything together. You know, you've got the admins and that trying to keep it together as well. And obviously they're going to get angry and get the passionate as well. Of course they are. If they care about those chats, they care about the people in there. You know what I mean? I'm not here to take sides. I'm here just to say, be the people that you were chose to be. Be the light workers, be the truth seekers, be those people. You were chose to be that, not to be enemy. That's all I've got to say.
Okay, when Chris comes back, we'll
Sherry,
give her the floor.
I think, yeah, I respect everything you had to say. Where I question, the only thing, and I get where, now that I see that you would feel reprimanded and stuff in front of people, is as light workers too. I'm to see behind closed doors, but or take doors.
You're free to
Your mic is going in and out, Shannon.
Next time. What my thing is light workers and empaths and psychics is, it was always important to me to put everything out on the table in front of people, because I didn't want people thinking I was talking behind their backs. But I never thought of how humiliating and reprimanding it would have been for somebody like that. And I apologize if you ever felt that way in the group.
Well, if you ever have a question or something like that, you know, like was said, you know, private message them. You don't have to put it out where everybody can see it.
Just my response to Shannon. I'm not saying you directly, sweetheart, okay? I'm not saying you, Shannon. What I'm not saying about when you do your spiritual readings and stuff. I'm saying when people just automatically start ganging up on people for no reason and saying stuff about their beliefs. I understand. I speak to spirit. I speak to extraterrestrial. I give messages. That's what we're all supposed to be doing. I'm not talking about when you do that, sweetheart. I'm on about when people will mock you for your abilities and say that you're not right in what you're saying. That's not right. That's what I'm on about. I'm not on about when you put your stuff out. I'm not even directing it at you. I'm speaking to everybody.
Right. I went through something very similar whenever I first was in the group with somebody, and I know how you feel.
You are like Shannon. You was my co-host. Shannon, you was my co-host. Right. I enjoyed having your company, and you was a moderator for me. I enjoyed your company, and if I didn't have Jim, I would have you as a co-host because you're much better looking as well. I can't deny that. But I would have you as a co-host.
Hey, Chris, come on.
I don't have that beautiful velvet voice that Jim has in that beard.
It's Chris's turn now.
Well, look, guys, again, the whole reason I even joined this group was because first of all, Jim, I knew you from a previous podcast that I was on.
Yes, we've known each other quite a few years now, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been about 5 years. But so in saying that, I also that podcast that I was on, was just for fun. But every time you came on, I was intrigued, and I always was like, oh yeah, I want to talk to him personally, because I had my own personal experiences. And I don't think anyone should judge each other. I think that's really what it comes down to. You guys just got to be a little bit more kind. You know, if somebody's going through something, and for Christopher's sake, just because he put it, you shouldn't put your personal business out there like that. But the man was crying for help. So I think
I went to help.
And we need to help people like that. You know, if you have an issue, that's the point of this, right? Is all of us to come together and tell each other what our experiences are. That's basically.
Yes, we should all be here to help each other. That's the purpose of it.
That's right. There's no room for
I don't know all you people. Look, if I don't know you personally, I don't engage that much. You know, me and Sherry have formed a bond, and we know each other pretty well now. We talk almost every day. Me and Benny talk almost every day. So I formed a bond with certain people, but the other ones I haven't formed a bond with. So maybe they don't understand me. And I am wondering why I'm on a list, you know, but it's okay, because if you guys have a problem with me, again, just come to me and tell me. If I did something wrong, I don't think I did, but if I did, then I would like to know.
That's right. Thank you
Yeah,
for
you
that,
haven't done
Chris.
anything wrong.
There is,
Yeah,
it's me and Jim there.
sometimes,
There is,
some,
if you're mocking, if you're criticizing, it means that you're not happy with yourself. You don't like yourself. Maybe you're a narcissist. Why would you criticize or mock another human being, especially another light worker, especially in our groups? It's just not on. It's not necessary either. It's not constructive, and it's not esoteric either. You can have a debate with someone without being rude to them. I mean, that's life. We are intelligent people, surely. That's the way we roll. That's the way we roll.
you know, and then
Jim,
again, you could also, in a way, insult somebody without realizing it, and that's an honest mistake, you know. So the
and with the
person on the other end of the spectrum should have to realize that as well.
Right, true. So
with Christopher too, it had been a couple months of him not taking medication. There had been gabs and gabs and gabs of him, these posts that were paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs long.
Yes.
And then
Miss Shannon, in saying that, not to cut you off, love, but I think it would
don't forget Daisy is got to have a say as well. Daisy is here as a mediator.
Can I say this real quick, and then
what
Daisy?
Was you saying, Chris?
Yeah,
Please finish.
I think it would be easier. I think it would be easier if you put a voice message on there versus writing it in text, because not everybody wants to read long thing that you're writing. You know, that's really what it comes down to. You know, it's like if you write something, make it quick, make it easy, or at least explain. Like, or if you're putting like a you know, like I said, a link on there for whatever you want somebody to watch, please explain what you're talking about, so that, because I pass over a lot of that stuff, and the reason I pass over it is because you didn't tell me what you're posting. You're just posting some random link and want us to, like, you know, go look at it, but yet you're not explaining why we need to look at this, you know. So just explain.
Yeah.
Right. Well, my thing with Christopher is if you weren't following him word by word and with all this stuff, then he started calling us demonic, possessed, and filled, like demon possessed and demonic and negative. And I deal with demons.
I do too.
It's very offensive to me.
Do I.
Okay,
Daisy's back. This is Daisy's opportunity,
Yeah,
and
Daisy keeps going in and out, so we'll let her speak now.
I know my connection is really bad. I just want to say that we have so many quality people that I just absolutely love and adore, and we have to find a way to put out fires without throwing people away permanently. Yes. And no calling each other fake, no calling each other, you know, anything like that, because we're all on our own personal journeys and nobody has ever been in your particular shoes. And that's what we're here to do, is to listen to those people who have no one to listen to them. And we, as kind of stronger community members, need to take on ourselves to see example and keep the bar very, very high.
Yeah, Daisy, that's right.
So that's
Daisy is very wise.
Open-minded and know that we all love each other.
Daisy's well tuned into the structure of the groups. Daisy is. If any of you ever need advice and I'm not around, Daisy is ideal to go to. She's well tuned in. Yesterday, Daisy educated me on the way the structure of the group is actually rolling at the moment, and like I needed that information because I want to be fair. I want us all to be fair with each other, you know, without actually attacking each other. Jim, what do you want to say?
Well, what I like to say is, you know, we're all in this together. That's the bottom line.
And I love everybody. I just have to say,
we can work with each other. We can work with each other, or those who don't want to work or cooperate can go elsewhere. I mean, it's that simple. There's nothing.
You have.
There's nothing.
Sorry.
There's nothing complicated about it. You know, I've, like Chris said, I've known her for about 5 years now.
5 years, yeah.
Yeah, I've always been true to myself and everything I put out there, and I never have a problem with anybody bickering with me. You know what I'm saying? And if I did, I mean, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be the first to admit that. But my point is, if somebody is trolling me or purposely trying to aggravate me or put me down, I'll let that roll right off my back like a repellent.
That's what I said last night, Jim. I seriously
because when you feed into that, that's exactly what they want you to do. See? And the more you feed into it, the more you're playing their game. So the best part is, if you're comfortable with yourself and you know what you're saying is the truth, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. You know? Stick to
if
it.
They don't want to believe you, that's on them. Okay.
They get an attitude about it.
They get all this negative energy that they want to spew. Let them spew it all they want, but don't even interact with it.
I don't.
You know? Because that's exactly what they want you to do. See?
Yep.
So if you just ignore it, eventually they'll go away on their own. You won't have to kick them out of the group.
I agree.
If you're rude or obnoxious to each other, you have to ask yourself this question: is this the right group for you? Are these the people you want to be around? If you have to be rude or obnoxious to anyone, are they the kind of person you want to be around? You know, and like reporting to admin, or maybe this is not the right. If you are rude or obnoxious, maybe this is not the right group for you. You know, you have to ask yourself that.
We're here to be light workers. If anybody's not here for that purpose, they can move on, period. That's the bottom line. You know, we don't even have to weed them out. If you don't interact with them and feed into them, they'll weed themselves out.
That's what I said. That's exactly
if anyone's not just presenting, report them to admin, please.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what admin is there to help you and assist you. If it's an admin, then report them to me or Daisy. Daisy won't cross the line, and she's very fair and kind and honest and sincere. And you know, in Bradley's Angels, our sincerity. I believe the people in Bradley's Angels are sincere, and sincere is a gift. It's a gift. Not everyone is sincere. You can't buy sincerity. Yet at Bradley's Angels, it's sincerity. That's what I believe.
You know, and like I said, the bottom line isn't the group volume, the member volume. It's the quality. And right
quality,
here,
not quantity.
That's right. The quality, not the quantity. And that's what we hear about, you know, all about is the quality itself.
Well, I've always went to Daisy. Daisy was the first person that I would contact her privately. You know, I never put stuff out there. Me and her would talk privately. Same with Sherry, you know, same with Benny, same with Bradley, same with you, Jim. If I had anything to say to you guys, I would say it to you personally. And if it,
well, you know, you can always confide in me, Chris. I mean, there's no problem there.
Yeah, I've sent you lots of messages. I've sent you videos
I don't put anybody's dirty laundry out in groups, if you know what I mean.
Me neither.
And that's the mistake. If you got a gripe with somebody or something to say to somebody, private message them. The group isn't a forum for
me neither.
You know, indifferences.
Yeah. And, you know, when you see those, you know, when those angered texts that I did text, like I tell people that in these groups that me as an admin, I don't act as an admin. I leave that to the admins that are already there. The reason for the admin with me is the combination of the groups with my group and Bradley's groups, and, you know, and his trust in me, and, you know, the judgment of my post, because some of the things that we've been through in other people's groups, please don't say that name, that guy, we know who we're talking about. And we've been through, you know, through racism and all type of stuff that was directed at me. And Bradley went to bat for me and lost like 1,000 members because of, you know, this other group that we was involved in that was, and it went left. And that's what this is about, to try to save this group, because this is going on in the chats. And I didn't think, I'm gonna tell you guys, I didn't think that it would be good to have this on the show, to put it out to everybody else, because I didn't, like we said, we didn't want to call no names. We wanted to talk straight about the issues. And, you know, and it's good that it's getting out, and it's awesome that we're airing it out, because that's the only way we're gonna understand each other, because we got so many personalities. Like I said, you know, I know that I'm an extreme, and Shannon, you know, you're extreme personality. Sherry, you and Chris, oh my God, you know, you guys, we all have personalities. Yeah, we have personalities that are awesome. Like I said,
Mr. Benny, I also don't engage in any kind of negativity in my life. Like, I've had so much going on over the years that now I'm like, I told you this last night, I'm at a standstill where I think that my karma is like right there and it's good, and I don't have anything negative in my life that I can really say that's bothering me too much anymore. So I even my work situation, like, that shit is totally improved. Like,
yeah.
I feel like talking to you guys has improved that, you know.
Yes.
I know that prayers are coming to me, you know.
Yes.
We are all influential figures, I believe, and we all inspire those around us. That's what we do. We do care about other people.
Yeah.
It's just that we must leave our egos at the door. Egos wreck lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the bottom line is love is the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love is the answer. Yeah,
Amen.
peace and love, tranquility. They're the words you want to look for when you're
Tolerance.
addressing other people.
Tolerance, yes, ma'am.
Understanding.
Words of wisdom, words of power, you know, without being rude.
Empathy.
Oh, you guys gave me chills. How lovely.
We need
Yes.
empathy.
I agree, David.
We need empathy in this group, because people they look through their own eyes and don't look, you know, try to look through someone else's eyes and see how they're feeling and what they're saying and how it's affecting someone else. Like I said, Shannon, I know about the comment that you're talking about, because Bradley addressed it to me earlier, and I wish he could read it again. And I wasn't on that comment. I wasn't calling everybody fake. I was saying that those people that act fake, because I was calling out I was truly calling out anybody that was being negative, and all the people. And if you read the post, that it was because of all the different situations. And I heard about the different arguments with, you know, I'll say some names. I don't, because you guys are awesome people. I was like, when I heard that Beck and Shannon had a disagreement, I was like, God, those are two awesome individuals. Both of them, I know you guys' strength. I know your strength from Tea on Sunday and helping Kalina. And I know Beck's from after talking to her, she read me completely without me telling her anything about me. So that's why I said, when you get to these one-on-one conversations, like with Chris Jo Marie, you know, and her being an empath, and it's like, that's what the whole thing is here, that Brad's bringing these people, and I met you, Shannon, through the groups, and you've helped me, and Sherry's helped me, and Chris has helped me, and Jim has helped me. And that's what I'm saying. And it upsets me that when I see in the groups, because Bradley be busy most of the time, the bickering and the tag teaming and the, you know, shunning people away and stuff like that. And that's when I get heated. And that's why I say in those posts that I'm here to represent these groups. I'm here to represent all of y'all in these groups, from Shannon Baumgartner to Sherry to all of them, because I care. I don't want to see somebody hurting. And some people are getting hurt by these comments. And like I said, I didn't want that hurt to spill off into the groups, because the chats, it has to come to an end. Because like I said, we all have the same want to do good. But sometimes our egos, and sometimes, you know, we get pressed up against the wall and get upset, and we don't always. That's why we can say, I'm sorry later. But we have to think about it right then too, because you're responsible for what comes out of your mouth. And I wish Cassidy was here, because I love Cassidy, but I don't think that he really acts like he's responsible for some of the things he says, because some of them are really hurtful. Because when that group, Sherry started crying.
No,
Sherry was crying, killed the feed, and it was totally unnecessary when no one was attacking anyone. It was comments was being seen on her format, and people were commenting that they didn't like them, but him coming in there just calling Dakota out, and Dakota couldn't defend himself. He wasn't even there. And so, and then when she mentioned that some of the people in the chat room are mentioning that they don't like that, then it's all of a sudden, oh, they're attacking me. See, and that's what I'm talking about, how people switch up words or switch something around to suit them or to make you look bad or things of that sort. Like I said, that fake comment was in a whole paragraph, because sometimes I post things and just post like I'm writing poetry. I write poetry. I am a poet. I'm a minister. So yes, and those words that I say, or you can see the way I say them, that I say them in a poetry way to make an effect. And if it affected some people, that's what it was meant for.
I didn't know you wrote poetry. I write poetry as well.
Me too, buddy. I'm gonna read some to you guys whenever we clear all this.
Well, I got one of my favorite ones, Mother Earth. You want to hear it?
Yes, I do. I really do.
All right. Through our biological mother, we have a natural birth, but there's another we mustn't forget, known as Mother Earth. She retains all the elements needed for us to live. She never asks for anything, but yet she will always give. We all stand steadfast on her solid ground. She caters to our every whim, which makes her quite profound. The soil provides our food. There is water in the creek. Her ability to support us should be thought of as unique. We savagely carve her surface, yet she never complains. We seem to abuse her constantly to obtain our selfish gains. Chemicals and pollutants are seemingly everywhere. Is that due to our own ignorance, or is it simply we don't care? Then we build devastating weapons to justify our needs. We may one day destroy her due to our nasty deeds. She supported all life long before time became a measure. Must we keep abusing her just to gain some pleasure? We must show her some respect before the final call, for she is not our biological mother, but yet the mother of all.
Amen. That is awesome.
Amen.
That's awesome.
Amen.
Post that, please. I need that. I want to put that on the wall.
Need that too. That's gorgeous.
It was awesome. You know, because Gaia is what it's about.
And in your voice, it was like double amazing.
Yeah, he's got that narrator voice that's awesome, man. I love it.
It's like what's that guy's name?
It's like
man. You sound like Unsolved
the
Mystery.
dude from Thriller.
With that hat on, Jim looks like the American Bradley Powers with that hat on.
The American Bradley Powers. Ain't gonna make me laugh.
Bradley Powers is the British Jim Andre.
The British Jim Andre.
I got, you know why I'm wearing this hat? It's because some people think I'm Australian, some people think I'm Canadian, so I thought I'd wear this hat.
Hey, Shannon.
Sound Australian.
Hey, Shannon, did you know that Jim and Bradley are my fathers? That I'm their child. That we can't figure out how it happened, but I'm their child. So.
You know what that means, right? You know what that means. Bradley has a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I do have Benny, I have a two step brother. I have two brothers,
you know
and I've got a sister the same colour as you, Benny.
Oh yeah, so, Miss Catherine said, she tells me that. I say, when I come out the door. Go ahead. Come on, Shannon. I can't hear you. Your volume is going in and out, Shannon.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like your face is getting stuck too. Yeah, you're getting glitches. There you are.
I said, Jim Andre, you know what that means too for you? You owe Bradley a lot of money.
Man,
a lot of money in child support.
That's right, Shannon. I'm 54. You better pay somebody. And what happened to my 16th birthday car? God dang it. No.
Christina Rosella Robbins said that was such an amazing poem, Jim.
It was beautiful.
Yes, it was. That's awesome.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
Thank you.
Perfect timing for it too, man. That was awesome.
Perfect timing for it. Yeah, we needed that.
Well, that's the bottom line. You know what I mean?
When
we know
Daisy
what
comes
we're
back, I'd like Daisy to speak, but like that's when she comes back because she's got a bit of a bad feed at the moment, to be honest with you.
Poor thing's been
But
not
look, we
we
are
had a-
resonating.
back in.
We are bonding. Daisy, say something. Now, I'd like to
There
hear
she is.
Sherry say something as well. Daisy, speak.
I'm going to turn off my mic. I have to do something.
Is she still there,
Speak.
Daisy?
Yeah, I see her coming in. Daisy, your mic is off. It's your microphone on.
I'm so glad we're doing this, guys, because I feel a lot better.
I feel
Like,
so much better.
dude, yes. Thank you, everyone. Like, this is much better.
It was my idea.
Right.
I couldn't.
Bradley.
My idea, because we can't go on living like this, and we must never let this happen again either.
No.
Never.
Well, Bradley, I will tell you that it was your idea, but Chris came. She was like yesterday that she told me, she was like, Benny, I want to get together with everybody. How can we get them together and have a way to come bring them to the round table? And I was like, well, that's awesome.
That was what we talked about before we hung up last night. You said we decided the round table. That's what we decided. Mm-hmm.
And you know, I put that table on there, and Bradley gave me a call. He was like, like let's do this, And his idea, just like I said, our ideas merge, y'all, because we're a group and we're connected, and we've got connections to each other, y'all. And that's what we're here for, is to create these different things, to create these and show these people that God has such mystical things for us to see. And Shannon, and you've brought things out of like Anna and Kalina, and we've seen the changes in people like Donnie Glitches and Kalina, from where she was so distraught to she's a powerhouse now. Yeah. And and like I said, you guys are angels and been touched. Yeah, and I love you all. I love you all, and I will defend you all without caring.
Like David Nash says. Like David Nash says, group hug.
Yep.
Group hug.
Group hug. I was hugging.
And
I feel so much better, and I just want to apologize again for anything I've done to cause
I love you, Shannon.
Anybody any hurt or any pain.
What we do is we create ripples in the cosmos, causing manifestations to occur. That's how magic works, and we are magic together. I'd like to hear Sherry say something. Sherry, would you like to speak?
Yes.
Yes. The truth is we're all spiritual beings, okay? And our work and aim here is to look after Mother Earth, and to look after each other, and to look after our universe, okay? And as light workers, truth seekers, whatever we are, that's the most important message in all of this, okay? Because let's face it, this world is in a chaotic place. Yes. And there's so many evil and uncanny things happening, and it needs people such as us to make it better. We are all here for
and if we all
and we're here to give message, we're here to give education, we're here to open others, to help others to come forward in who they are. There's so many souls and people out there that are lost, okay? And we need to be able to bring them back to the reality of this world and what is needed, because if we don't start to be who we truly are, then we're going to see some even more worse changes than we're already seeing, guys. And that's what we're trying to prevent, okay? And I'm not here to judge anyone, and I'm not a judgmental person, okay? And when I do talk and I do say things, I do it out of the passion and the love in my heart for everybody that I'm trying to help. I don't see anybody as bad people. I just think that some of you sometimes need to realize that there's a time and a place where you need to talk, and it's not doing it out in public. And so many people speak out, and we're ruled and we're shown so much disloyalty by people we're supposed to look up to, people that are meant to be our leaders, that we should be setting that example, that they're not. Hey guys, and that's what we need to do. So be the light workers, be who you've been chosen to be, and be proud of it, and just respect that everybody is different. Everybody has got their way of seeing the world. We're all projected and shown in a different way for a reason. We're all individually different, but remember, we are all one and we are all family. We are all from the same creators, the same universe. And that's what you got to remember. There is nobody better than anybody else. We're all one thing, guys. So
exactly. Bottom line is we're all
you're
in this
right,
together.
and I forget that, and thank you for setting me back on course.
Yeah, and I am a very outspoken and a very educational person. Like, I've been on YouTube for 7 years and I have got a big following because I am a very good talker and I make people see a lot of sense about things. And you've probably seen it in the chats when I've done the voice messages and I've spoke openly. This is not me speaking for me. This is me speaking for the universe, for the extraterrestrials, for the spirits, for the higher divine power. I'm not here to make myself look great. I'm trying to show people that we are in a great world. We have got a great world. It's just we've got to remember how to look after it and how to be as a being. Okay, and being as part of this.
And what we have to remember is if we want to reach our goal for what this is all about, and ascend, we've got to leave the negativity behind us.
Thank you.
Negativity is not going to get you anywhere. Negativity doesn't get you anywhere.
We can't bring any of that negativity with us, because that negativity is only going to weigh us down.
Yeah, it's going to lead you in the wrong direction. We see this every day of our life when we're misled by words and judgments of people, like I said, that we have to look up to. So we should be very aware of that already, and we don't want to go in that frame. You know what I mean? Like, negativity is not something that's good to have upon us. Okay, what's good to have upon us is the positivity and being acceptance of each other and understanding we all uniquely bring an amazing ability for this planet and for ourselves, and we should all be able to stand together. And that's why we're all supposed to be different, because we're supposed to be able to come as a group and we're supposed to be able to put all of our abilities together to make a place a better thing.
Guys, thank you. This is great. Let's all.
Somebody said something to you, Chris. Somebody in the chats is saying something to Chris.
Yeah,
Marianne Clark.
And you
go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, she's saying she remembers doing a reading for you, Chris, on a live, and you teared up and had to walk away for a couple of minutes. I do want to apologize for that again.
Well, you don't have to say sorry for making me cry. Tears are good. I like tears. You should cry. I'm an emotional person. I'm extremely emotional. So there was something said about me. I think people got mad or offended by me talking about women being emotional, but we're emotional beings.
See,
you can't get offended by something like that because it was it's just a broad term. I'm talking about myself more than I am talking about anybody else. So I never.
I was guilty of that, I was guilty of that. But we were in a thing, and you're right. I'm like a complete emotional being.
Yeah, I'm an empath, dude. Like I'm an empath. I'm just a knowing person, you know. And I think a lot of us are. We're all just all knowing in certain ways, and you just gotta respect that. And I love talking to you guys. So I hate when there's conflict amongst people who shouldn't have it. It should not.
Exactly.
It doesn't belong here. That's all I'm saying. And don't.
No, exactly. It divides people when it's like that, and nobody should be divided. We all should be able to confide in each other and be able to help each other along.
And I cry a lot, man. I probably cry at least once a day.
And emotions are a good thing. Emotions show that you've got passion, you've got love, and you've got understanding. Emotions are supposed to be there.
Shit, I was crying 5 minutes ago. Are you kidding?
Emotions is a blessing.
But I respect everybody, and I didn't know where the conflict started. And to be honest with you, I don't have time to read all that stuff. So like, most of the time when I go in, I'm like, what the fuck happened? Oh, sorry about my language.
It was kind of like a perfect. I feel like it was kind of like a perfect
storm. She glitched.
Yeah, Shannon's mic goes in and out.
And yeah, sorry about that. It's my energy.
Yeah, she causes glitches like I do.
Yeah, Sherry does. Sherry
Yeah.
every time Sherry sends me a voice message, I'll hear like little glitches in her voice.
That's a bit of, that's the internet, or that's where it's that my guys do not want me to say certain things because they want you to learn for yourself, so they'll glitch me out, and you'll hear me sometimes going, why do you glitch me out when you want me to talk but you don't want me to talk? And they just look at me like, just get on with it.
You're like,
and
then you tell me, and then you finish your sentence, and I'm like, I knew what she was saying though. I knew it.
But I don't. It was not. It was never anything. It was. These things had been setting there, and new people coming in and stuff is. It was just kind of the timing. It wasn't anything having to do with.
Yeah, we understand. It's okay. Again, I'm a very forgiving person, and I don't hold grudges anymore. I mean, I just let all that shit go. I let it all go years ago. It's taken me, actually, the last 3 years, I've had an awakening and just noticed things, and I've seen more than I ever have in my life. And I feel like because Sherry and I talked about this, like there was pivotal moments in our lives where we remember things from when we were children, but then there might have been some stopping points, and then there was also some. It's just growing nature of your mind. That's
Right.
the only thing
And personally, I'm glad you're here, and welcome to the group, sis. Like really.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Daisy's saying, thank you, Bradley Powers. My connection is unbearable. So she's
I'm
probably not
still
gonna come
sharing the show. And it's a pleasure
And
to
thank
share
you,
it. I'm really pleased at the outcome. We're broadcast for 2 hours. We'll go another half hour so we can share our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Then we're finishing half hour. I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We are all big personalities, and we must recognise that. We're not sleepwalkers. We are, we're all seeking ascension. We're very wise, and we're wise to the way of the world. We're not sleepwalkers. We're big personalities, and but we mustn't let our egos overtake who we are. One should embrace the ego, but not become it.
Right. And I want to welcome Sherry to the family too, for real.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Welcome, Sherry. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you all near us, to be honest with you. Me and Jim will say it's a pleasure to have you all near us. That's the way we see it. You've all been specifically chosen to get in these messenger groups. Not anybody gets in these messenger groups. You have been chosen for your gifts and your attributes. That's why you're in the groups, because you've been chosen. So please don't spoil it for yourself or others, because you've been chosen.
I believe.
And I consider myself wise, and Jim wise, and you have been chosen by wise men, and we are wise.
And let me tell you, I begged Sherry to come back because people in the group don't understand how important she is. They don't understand how important Shannon Baumgartner is, and even you, Chris. That a lot of people, and it's like, because what she does and the following she has, some people feel like they're not gonna take the time to come on like shows like this and to try to explain where things went wrong after they've been attacked. And I can understand that. And I commend you, Sherry, for coming on here. When you called me and you was like, tell Jim to send the link. I want to get on there, and thank you, because I want people to see where you're coming from. Just the same way with you, Shannon, because we've worked together on projects. Same way I'm working on projects with Sherry. Me, like I said, me and Shannon, Daisy, and was it Daisy, Candy, Shannon, and us. It was Tea on Sunday to help Kalina and Anna. It was a project for us, and it was ongoing. And when I did my part, and like I said, we each had a part in it. And that's why I stepped back, because it got to a certain, not step back, but I understood that Shannon as a feminine mystic was better from where we got to. What I wanted to make sure that they had was that love and understanding that they always have love and not fear. And then Shannon took the to finding out what it was and making contact with the beings and trying to help him through that. So like I said, with us as a group, we're an awesome team.
It was a group,
Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, to help those individuals. Yeah, and like I said, and the things, that's why I said that I'm glad that I begged Sherry to come back, because she's helped me, y'all. That those things, and they identified what was wrong with me, that I went to the hospital and I almost died again, but they told me 2 weeks ago about this. Benny, you need to seek medical treatment before we did the YouTube thing. And he didn't want to do it. And we're going to do another one here soon, just to show that it was all positive effects. And they had told me about, that's why I keep showing this area right here, because in the show, Dakota says, Benny, you need to get medical treatment right here. He hadn't seen this. I hadn't talked to him about it. And, and I'll show him again.
Well.
Yeah, but it's what
I said it to him before the show as well.
Yeah, and Sherry said it before the show.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I said
it's something else that
awesome.
it's something else that somebody else says that really blows me away regarding that, Benny.
What?
You don't remember?
What?
I don't want to directly name anybody.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Are we talking about what happened to me in the hospital?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, what happened, period.
Oh, the reasoning. Well, that's something that I'm kind of, like I said, that, I know the mystics is real. I've experienced, because I've been doing research and examples with Shannon and Sherry and the CE5 protocol, Dr. Greer. I did the sound CE5 with Sherry, like me, Chris, and Daisy, and things have enhanced because of them. And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody, that maybe y'all, instead of knocking it, maybe you should try it. Maybe you should see why. Maybe you should see why Chris is such a happy person, and she's doing different things, and you can feel her touch now.
I'm getting chills right now. I've been feeling so much better
because we have been enhanced because of those things.
Exactly, and what we do is not a negative thing. We are of the light. Me and Dakota are of the light. We do what we do because we've been asked and summoned to do that, to help others and to open them to their true reality of who they are. We're not here to bring negativity or anything onto anyone. We're here to open you and to help you. When I've been like this all my life, but for the last 7 years on YouTube, it's all been about reaching out to others and helping people to realize just how special and important everybody is. Every life matters, guys, okay? And everybody is unique and individually different, but we're all very special. And
and our
that's what we're here to do. We're here to reach out to everyone and to help you guys remember that, because I know that a lot of you guys feel deflated and believe that you're not great, not something, but you are. Remember that. You are.
In my defense, as far as the C5 goes, and I'll look into it more, but I saw Benny have a really bad reaction one night, and a lot of us witnessed it. And so if there has been any standoffishness that you felt, it hasn't been personal as much as I saw a really bad reaction. So yes, I'll step back and see what's going on, because it was bad.
Well, Benny was taking on energy from everybody else's personal. We were talking about some personal stuff that I think he absorbed in some sort of way.
Right. We know what happened, but others don't know what happened, Shannon. That's why I said that a lot of people, that they should have contacted Sherry, because they're the ones that did, so they could understand what we were doing, because people didn't understand the beginning of the show. We were talking about who would we like to manifest. And I was talking about thought. And I was talking about Metatron. Like you guys know that Enoch is something that I follow. I want to walk like Enoch. I want to, because he was transformed because of his goodness. So I choose to do and walk in his shoes. But what I'm saying is that when those CE5s happened, the reaction was what I wanted. Because I was upset, with the one that we didn't show. You know about what Daisy's afflictions are, Shannon, don't you? and I aggressively went after the things that are on Daisy, and that's what caused the negative reaction. Because when I get mad, just like I pray things, because I don't like when people don't give others, they don't have empathy. And this is about love, longevity, obedience, vitality, and electricity. And God's energy is love. And when I felt that some of these people were getting hurt and things like that, and I'm apologize now. Yeah, that's why I said those things in those chats. Yeah, because I'd seen others were getting hurt and they had no voice. When I have a voice, and then others were speaking up for others. So I was like, forget it. I'm not going to speak up for them. I'm just going to make a comment to let whoever's ears it rings in, bring them. And that's what I did. And I apologize because this type of stuff was needed. I didn't single out anybody. C5 is about money and pacification. I don't believe so, Vic McElraw, but
it's
what
not.
Vic just said.
C5 is not about money.
As an individual,
we don't take money.
And bring money into any situation. It has nothing to do with our spiritual gifts.
We're looking at that comment, Shannon, that somebody made a comment that I think Vic, the C5.
In my defense, as someone that has to deal and take negative attachments off people and has to deal with demons, that was very scary to me. And so it made me stand on, instead of going forward, if it's scary to me and it affects someone I love and care about, I'm going to stand on the outside and just see what's going on. It's what I have to do for my protection.
Right. And you take on demons, and I do too. Correct, Shannon?
Well, doesn't Bradley do?
Right. No, I never said you didn't.
No. Okay. But I'm just saying that's what you see. That was the reaction. Just like you said, you take on demons. That's what I was doing in that. I had confronted one and I was trying to bring him out because I was mad about what it did to Daisy in the past. And I took on, you know about the transference, and that's what happened. It wasn't the sounds. It was me doing an exorcism during the sounds. That's what happened. And people didn't know that.
Happened. You had an exorcism. Oh man!
I was doing an exorcism. You remember that I told that I started getting mad when she was talking about the guy in jail that would take the prisoners out and for sexual favors to give them different things. And she was like, when she was in prison, and I was thinking, you remember, Daisy, I was like, well, that really pissed me off. I said, that dude was a demon. And then I started thinking, I closed my eyes and I started seeing different things and I started getting mad. And like I said, and then like you said, I instigated it with the demons around her.
It's a very positive.
It wasn't the sounds.
The CE5 is a very positive device. I use it very regularly. I use it to do my communication. I use it for my meditation. I also used it to be able to be directly with Benny at hospital yesterday, where he was able to get the outcomes that he needed. My extraterrestrial self went through those CE5 tones that I was playing here to be at the hospital with Benny, and that's how he got the outcome, and that's how he got better. But the CE5 is not a negative thing, and people just need to learn to understand more.
And what I'm trying to do is give you some background. Saw that kind of it made
your sound is going in and out.
Miss Shannon,
about what I saw and how
we can't be scared. Let's not be scared. This is not the time to be scared.
I mean, normally I'm not scared, but it affected someone I love and care about, and so I'm not scared. But will I take a few steps back and see what's going on? I absolutely will.
Yeah. You should, and anybody that has anything that you fear, you gotta assess a fear. Yeah, you should. But that's why I said that people should have been contacting Sherry and been like, hey, is what happened there, or was it the sounds? But instead, they got in the chats and the groups and started talking about that it was all negative, and that wasn't right because it wasn't all negative. They didn't know everything that they just like. You take a piece of a show and look at a piece, you're not gonna get to figure out what happened. You got to watch the whole movie to figure out what happened, And that's what
Right.
really happened in that. And there was no negative reaction on that one. The ones that people seen, that's what I'm saying. The negative reaction, Sherry,
like when we do these tones and things like this, we will always prepare ourselves before we do protection and things around it. We always put our positive energy into what we're doing. And you know, we've been doing this for a very long time. I've been communicating through my CU5 for a very long time. I've had lots of people that have been influenced by my tones, and Dakota's tones, and there's never been any negative outcome to that. Like Benny was saying, at that time it was that he was in communication with a direct energy that was affecting Daisy, and that is what affected and got hold of Benny. And if you'd watched the show, you'd have seen that I was exorcisming Benny. I was using the cross.
Yes. She was taken out of me, you know, and I was taken out of Sherry. We was working.
I mean, do you guys realize that we're a collective at this point, and that when you bring all of your energies together, there's a good possibility you can manifest the wrong things, unfortunately. And that's
right. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, because technically you're leaving
anyone
yourself
that's in the
open
paranormal. Anyone that's in the paranormal will understand that a negative energy doesn't just come from spirit or anything. It can come from within yourself. It can come from things that are around you. We're walking out every day. We're around other people's energy. People are going through things every day. We pick that energy up because we have energy. We are a spiritual being. So that, you know, all of these energies can be manifested and put onto other people. And that's what you've got to remember. It's not, you know, when the negative energy comes over, you don't always presume that it's a spirit or it's another sort of being. Sometimes it is just the energies of the universe itself, the energies that people are feeling or going through at that time that are not positive. And like, when I mean that, it's like, you must have had times where you've gone into rooms and you've sat with people and there's been something really bad going on, and you feel that energy so bad and you take it home with you and you can feel it lingering around you and you need to sage. Energy is everywhere, and negative energy is everywhere. And it's very important to always keep yourself shielded, keep yourself protected, because we face that every day. You know what I mean? So,
and what I'm referring to is Benny doing something about 2 months before you and Dakota came in with your tones. There was a situation that Benny was in, and it scared it. I mean, I'm not gonna it scared me, and people in the group were very, very you know, we were it took us aback. I'll just put it that way. It was a bad night.
I think you should treat spiritual entities the way you treat other people. I don't give praise or worship any gods or deities or jinns. However, I pay homage to them all by treating them all with respect. Never talk ill of the dead. Always pay respect. Pay homage. And that's what was missing from the groups, was respect for each other, paying homage to each other. And that's what we should be doing.
What I do is walk a path straight down the middle, acknowledge, respect both, but worship neither.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Same here. That's a druid path.
Like, good and bad is part of our universe.
This had happened like a few months before her and Dakota came in.
Yeah.
I feel like I've only been
so just pay homage, you know, pay homage to all spiritual entities as well as individuals this side of life. Pay homage to each other. Respect is the key. Respect can open doors as well and create and manifest ascension. Respect.
And I'm a fixer, so like I'm the type of person. That's why I came to Benny and said something about this, because I noticed it. I just noticed the tension, and I said, is there a way that we can all speak to each other? Because you got to get it out in the open, because if you don't talk about it, it's just going to manifest more, and it's just going to create this cloud around us that we don't want.
Exactly.
You know, we've all, you know, I believe we all met and connected for a reason. Yeah. We're all in this for the same purpose.
Right.
You know, in order for our agenda to move forward smoothly, and in order for us to complete our agenda, we have to work together as a team and watch
Sherry,
each other's back.
Were you aware of that night?
Wait a minute. I'm not done yet. We got to watch each other's backs
Were you
and leave all the negativity behind us.
Yes, sir.
And just move forward.
So we've got to wash our hands and start again. Forget everything that's happened in the past, and it's how we move forward that counts. That's what matters. Not what's happened, it's what's going to happen in the future. And what's going to happen is change. Change yourself, change who you are to a more favourable being that you enjoy being. You know, learn to love yourself and love those around you. And there's no need for arguing, really. We're light workers. Light workers don't need to argue. Light workers and truth seekers.
What was Shannon trying to say?
I was trying to say that there was a night in, I think it was October, that Benny was open to something, and he kept calling it the C5, but he had a really, really bad reaction, really bad, in the group. And so it was long before you and Dakota came in that caused me to not question anything, but just because it was a really bad night.
Yeah, no, I wasn't aware of this experience that happened with Benny. Like before we came into, I didn't even know that we were aware that Benny has had some sort of experiences with CE5, where he said he's done stuff outside and used lasers and stuff like that. He's had a lot of positive stuff. He never mentioned to me that there was an occasion where he'd had a negative experience with a CE5, so I wasn't aware of that. And you know, I'll put my hands up and I will say 100% that the effects of Benny when we came in that day was not to do with the CE5, that one. And, you know, I can't clarify for the time that you're saying about Shannon, because I didn't witness this, but, you know, Benny wasn't as educated and understanding of the tones at that time, from what I can presume, because obviously through coming and meeting me, we've been able to learn him about it. So maybe he went into it the wrong way and he wasn't progressing it in the way that he should. But now he's having positive experiences with it. So
right. And what I'm just trying to do is I'm trying to give you a little bit of a background of a group that we were kind of skittish about it because we had seen a really bad reaction from it before.
Oh,
yeah, and I understand that. And everybody's got, if you've had that experience and you've seen that happen, obviously you're going to be very scared. But what you've got to remember is that every individual is different in how they use things, okay? And me and Dakota are very aware of how to use the CE5. We do that very often to be able to communicate with our other selves and spirits and all these sort of things. So through them meeting us, you know, as it says, we all meet each other for a reason, okay? Benny was put in front of us because obviously Benny has had bad experiences in the past and he needed to be influenced and shown the right way, which is what he is doing now. You know what I mean? So don't be scared of our tones and stuff. Like, don't fear these things. The best thing to do is to learn and educate yourself about it, okay? Because it's not all a negative thing. If a person doesn't understand something and doesn't know how to do it, this can make a very negative thing. But the simple fact is the new one that we done when obviously me and Dakota done it, he had a very positive experience. He really opened, and that's because he was being influenced by people that know how to use the CE5 and have done that themselves. So, you know, instead of being so quick to jump and be like, oh my God, you know, it's really bad, that was the CE5, whatever else, like they said, come and speak to me, you know. And I would have sat there quite happily and spoke to you and said, look, love, you know, it wasn't the CE5, that, you know, it was the spirit. And, you know, I'm not going to deny that negative energies are around. Of course there's negative energy everywhere. And if somebody doesn't fully understand how to use a device, it can go the opposite way, which is why there is always new people coming in and new people doing new things. There's nothing wrong with having new outcomes and new experiments, okay? Because these people can help you to do it the right way. And because me and Dakota came through and stuff, now Benny is having very positive outcomes. Benny's life was saved by me and Dakota and the extraterrestrials because he did not know what was wrong with him. We told him what was wrong with him and he was in hospital for that very reason yesterday. And I was there in my extraterrestrial self, rubbing his arm. He could feel me in the room with him, going, it's okay, because he kept tensing up. He kept like getting really worried about what the doctors were doing. The energy of my
what I'm trying to say,
calming down. You know what I mean?
I'll definitely have a different attitude for see that any problems that we had from it came out our love and protection our friend.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to bring
because
it to a
of that
close
night.
now. We are coming to the end of the show. We've got 5 minutes left. I think it's only fair that we should let Jim make a contribution in those last 5 minutes. If you want to say something, Jim.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're all in this together. It's, we all got the same agenda. And if we throw any negative energy around towards each other, we're just, putting a wrench in the gear of moving forward. We can't be doing that. We're here to support each other, watch each other's backs, and just forget about all that negativity because there's no need for it.
And also, if we're rude or obnoxious to another person, we will descend. We won't ascend, we will descend.
That's right. That negativity will keep weighing us down and we'll never ascend.
Thank you.
And the purpose of life is
we're all in this together,
Yeah.
We're here to support each other.
I think overall the show's gone quite well. I think we've ironed out our differences. We've all got some kind of perspective, a direction. We've received guidance from each other. We understand how each other feels, and I think that's all relative. However, the past is water under the bridge. Let's learn for the future now of the way we walk. Yeah.
Now we're going a positive direction.
Benny, is Benny there? Are you okay, Benny?
I think he's sorting Kathy
out. Probably
or he's sorting his wound out. I see him leave. But I think it was a really good show to do this. I think we all needed to get together. I think we all needed to say how we felt and clear the air. And like the guys have said, now it's a clean slate, a positive start. And remember now not to be judgmental to each other, to actually talk to each other and understand that we're all individually different and it's okay to be who we are and to work together.
Exactly.
Sherry, can I add you back to the group?
Yes, sweetheart. It's just I didn't want to be in there.
Come back. Please come back.
Yes, I'll come back. I'll come back.
Because we just want love, guys.
That's all we are about, the love and the helping. Yeah, that's all we want to do. We don't want negativity. We just want love and goodness and just do what we love and what we're here and put here to do. That's what we're all here for.
Right.
We're all chosen to be the way we were, and that's what we need to be
Sherry,
working on.
I do believe that you've helped me because I've been a lot happier the last couple of months since I've known you. So to be honest.
Exactly. And that's been CE5 working. Okay, that's made her life a more positive thing. If you know how to do it, as I said, different outcomes can happen in different ways. You know what I mean? So
right.
You said this too. It doesn't happen immediately. It's not like you just see it right away. Are y'all laughing at me because I'm eating?
Vic Makarov said, "Good outcome." Thank you, Vic.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, Vic. Sorry you couldn't join us.
It was really good to do the show. I think this needed to be done because there was a lot going on in the.
Well, I love everybody, and I'm glad to know each other better.
Yeah.
I love everybody, and I'm glad to know each other better, and I'm glad that.
It's all that, guys. That is what the true thing is: love and understanding.
Yeah. Okay, we're approaching the top of the hour, so we're gonna have to end the show. Thanks for everybody that chimed in, and remember, love is the answer.
It is. Totally is.
Catch up with you all later.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Love and light, guys.
Bye.
Love and light.
Light.
you.